Okay, so oil pastels. This is a 25 set of oil pastels, which I think is pretty darn spiffy. And so what I'm looking to do is I'm not necessarily looking to identify the exact color, right? I mean, I can kind of go like this and hold it up and kind of say, well, that looks kind of like that color. And so for every area that's going to be light is going to be that color. There's this one over here. There is some white down here, right? We did have some white, and so I need that. And what I'm doing is I'm going to build a value scale so that it goes from white on the highlights, right? This one has a little bit of white here and here, right? And then it transitions to this one. Now over here it has a little bit of a slightly different color, but I'm not going to be concerned about that. White to gold to something a little bit darker. Let's say this one. That's a little too dark. Do I have something that's kind of a tweener in there? I really don't. I might have to. This is a regular gray. These are very similar in value. That's pretty darn close. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll go gray there, and then we can go with this for the green right there. And then this is kind of a blacky browny sort of a thing. So I have a choice. If I really want to go greeny on this one, I could go dark green like that, or I could go into the black on that. I don't really see a dark enough brown on that one. So let's say that I did this one here. So these are my 5 values that I'm going to use to create my drawing, okay, of the goblets on this part. Now the background is something different. We can make some adjustments here, but all these goblets are similar enough. They're both brass goblets that were made, and so I've selected my 5 values that I'm going to utilize for making those, and I've selected them according to the value change. We start out with the white, which is up over here, and then we go to this one. So this is like 100%, right? This is probably a 90%er as far as white. This one maybe 80. This one makes a pretty big jump. This one is probably more along the lines of a 50%er on light, and this one is probably only 10% light that we have going. So I have these values and these value changes, and I utilize that when I start adding my values into my drawing. Now in pastels, he who has the most wins on that. And so if you have a set of pastels that you have this is a 25 set, and so I have a wide variety. If I'm looking at my greens, I have basically 4 different greens on there. Of browns, I have brownish reds in here. I only have a couple really browns on that one. Reds I have quite a bit. I have this almost peachy color, and then a pink, then a red, then a darker red. So I have 4 different values in here. And so those are some of the things I'm looking for in my pastel set. And so if I have a bunch, then that's really cool. Now, if you don't have a bunch, then you have to maybe do a little bit more with your application. Maybe a lighter application of one and a heavier application of another on those to get your different values that you're looking for. But that's the idea of applying your colors. Is it's not as much about the individual color. I mean, I could if I wanted to. Let's say that I'm doing this one. There's a light color on that one, and then I need a medium color over here, and then I need a slightly darker color. What would be slightly darker? I could keep in the same family. I'm going to jump family though on that one. I think orange. I'm going to go here for that medium color there. What about? Be really radical. Let's go blue on that one. I could have these as my colors right here. How's that grab you? So from I have a light color over here as my number 1, and then it gets slightly darker, slightly darker, slightly darker, slightly darker. So I could create a realistic drawing of these goblets, albeit not with these colors, but with these colors right over here, as long as you're following the values, and things are getting gradually lighter or darker on those. And so that's kind of the deal. Let me pop those guys back in here. Can't remember where everything was. Maybe that one's going to go here. Blue. Okay. So that's it. That's how we're going to select our colors. I'll do a little bit of a thing on the application later on those ones. But if you wanted